and my neighbors are watching me, and hello, yes. Swipe up, follow my YouTube channel. I'm starting to look
a little crazy.
Okay. Trying to show a pimple patch. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Rudi, and thank you so much for being here today. In today's video, we will be going over my evening skincare routine while using Tretinoin. If you're interested in seeing my morning skincare routine, I do have a video for that. I will link it up here now. It is a super simple and basic routine, and any skin type can use it. I am a lot more serious about my evening skincare routine because when you have acne and when you have oily skin, the day is really rough on you. It's so important that we take care of our skin before we go to bed. It is literally a built-in 8 hours of time for our skin to heal while we sleep. So let's take advantage of that, shall we? I've been wearing this makeup for over 8 hours at this point. I'm oily, I'm greasy, I'm nasty, I'm ready to take it off. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a ton, and I will meet you in the bathroom. I love taking my makeup off at the end of the night. It's a real self-care routine, ritual. My dog and my husband go into the other room and I say,
bye-bye, don't bother me for the next 10 minutes at least.
We are going to be using Tretinoin tonight. If you didn't know, I am using an acne medication. It is a prescription strength retin-A called Tretinoin. I do have a video about how I use it and my experience with it. If you're interested, I will leave it in the cards above. So first thing, highly recommend using an oil cleanser to break down all that makeup so that when you wash your face, you're truly washing your skin and you're not just trying to get your makeup off and leaving your skin untouched. I use the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. I just take about this much. When you start to rub it in between your fingers, it just completely melts down into an oil. So if you wanted to get just a straight up oil, you could do that as well. I used to actually just use jojoba oil to do this, and it worked pretty well, but it wasn't really breaking down my eye makeup very well, which I feel like is a big reason I like to use an oil-based cleanser. As you can see, it's really starting to break down a lot of that makeup. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, now that you look like a truly grotesque swamp creature, you're going to wash that off with water, and it truly does remove that whole layer of oil, and your skin is ready for the next step, which will be a water-based cleanser. I also wanted to mention that it's important that you put the balm or your oil cleanser on dry skin, because as soon as you mix in water, we all know that oil and water don't mix, and so it's not going to create that balm consistency and get the oil off your face. It's just going to kind of slide around. Okay, now that my makeup has been removed completely, we are going to cleanse my skin. So I use the Cetaphil daily at night. It's actually made for normal to oily skin. The gentle one I use in the morning just to sort of refresh my face, but I feel like this one gets off a little bit more of the dirt, while the oil cleanser removed your makeup in that first layer of oil. So we're gonna go in with this next. I like to spend about 30 seconds cleaning my face at night just because it's been a long day. I've been in this makeup for 8 hours. I want to make sure I'm getting everything off so that when I put my treatment on, it has the best chance at actually penetrating my skin. This also gives you some time to just relax. I usually am watching a YouTube video while I'm doing this, or listening to music or a podcast, which actually needs some new podcasts in my life. So if you guys have any recommendations, please leave them down below. I like true crime, but I'm more into like comedy podcasts right now. Just like my morning routine, now that my face has been washed, I am not going to dry it. I mentioned I don't dry my face with towels, especially because a lot of times you use a towel for your shower more than once and there's bacteria that grows in them. But also when you're using moisturizers with a humectant in them, it's better to put those on damp skin so that the water is being sucked into your face. Okay, so we've double cleansed and we've cleansed. If I was not using Tretinoin tonight, I would be using a serum, and that serum is the Ordinary's niacinamide and zinc. This is a niacinamide 10%, zinc 1% serum, and I absolutely love it. Niacinamide is a powerhouse ingredient that helps with irritation, redness. It's in a lot of skincare already. It's one of the main ingredients in CeraVe PM, which is the moisturizer that I use. But also the zinc is amazing for people with oily skin. It really helps damper down your oiliness, and I really think that since I started using this, I've seen less oil throughout the day. I would just add 2 or 3 drops to my Neutrogena Hydro Boost and then put it on my face before moisturizing. But tonight I won't be using this because I don't think it's the best idea to use more active ingredients while you're using tretinoin on the exact night. I think it's better to split them up and let tretinoin really do its job on its own. So like I said, my next step will be using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I use this morning and night if you saw this in my morning skincare routine. So we're going to put this on our damp skin. Highly recommend this. I think it's beautiful for oily skin. It has such a great consistency. And remember to get the extra dry skin version because it is fragrance free. So to top off that humectant with an occlusive, we're going to use the CeraVe PM. Like I said, I use this morning and night, so we're just going to put this all over the face. Remember to bring it down your neck so you don't get tech neck, girl, because I got it.
And you don't want it.
I also like to bring it up under my eyes because I really haven't been using an eye cream because I haven't noticed a difference, and I do have one we can talk about tonight, which is the CeraVe eye cream, and I don't know. I kind of think it's just like one of their moisturizers in a smaller tube, like a Polly Pocket sized moisturizer. Do you need it? No. Do you want to be fancy? Maybe. If you do, try it. It's pretty good. I probably won't repurchase because I just bring my moisturizer up under my eyes. After I moisturize, I let my skin sit for about 30 minutes before I put on my tretinoin. That is a personal choice. I do that because I feel like having a barrier and letting my skin sit and dry for a little bit decreases irritation. So I use tretinoin 0.25%. I did get this from my doctor. I take just a tad on my ring finger and I mix it between my two ring fingers, and then I start to dot on my face. I like to avoid putting tretinoin on the corners of my mouth or around the crooks of my nose because I feel like it just causes dryness and irritation. I just like to dot it on the areas of my faces that I'm dealing with the most current acne. So that's really the sides of my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin. So
That's my entire face, actually.
let's talk about active pimples when you're using tretinoin, but also on nights that you're not using tretinoin, and what do you do? I still get active zits all the time. Okay, being on tretinoin, like I said, it's not a miracle drug. It's going to help, and it has helped me tremendously. With that said, let's talk about salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a liquid exfoliant meant to unclog your pores, really dive into your oily skin and get all of that crud out without using a scrubber on your face. My absolute two favorite options are 1, the Paula's Choice BHA 2% liquid, and 2, the Ordinary salicylic acid. Before I started on tretinoin, I was using the Paula's Choice 2% BHA, and I truly think this stuff is so amazing. It has a cult following for a reason. It has truly cleared up a lot of the issues that I had, but when my acne got out of control on my forehead, I knew I needed a prescription. But before that, when I had mild acne, guys, I really think this is all you need, especially if you have oily skin. It's really gonna cut into that, get into your pores, and clear them out. On the other hand, the Ordinary salicylic acid is more like a serum. I think that this is best for spot treatments because it is a thicker consistency. I have used this on off nights when I wasn't using tretinoin in the past without any issues. It really depends on how sensitive your skin is. I stopped doing that because I felt like it was creating a little bit of irritation. So using a spot treatment like salicylic acid on your pimple while it's active, I think is a great idea while it's growing and it's red and it's painful. But when things are starting to come to the surface and they're ready to pop, I think that pimple patches are literally life-changing. My favorite pimple patch is from CosRx. It is the Acne Pimple Master Patch. They're hydrocolloid dressings. So honestly, you don't need to get the CosRx. You can just get a hydrocolloid patch or a long sheet of hydrocolloid and cut them up and put them on your face. These are just already pre-cut in pimple shapes. This is what they look like, little circles. So hydrocolloid dressing is actually made to help heal wounds, and a pimple is the smallest form of a wound on your skin. So it makes sense that it would help sort of suck all of that bacteria out. And if you've ever used a hydrocolloid patch on your pimple, it literally sucks the goo out of your pimple. You rip that sucker off.
Okay, it's pretty disgusting, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When using hydrocolloid patches, you really need to use them on pimples that are ready to go, okay? If you use it on a red one that's not ready, it's not gonna do anything. So you really wanna make sure there's a white
A white head.
sitting on the top layer before you put on a hydrocolloid patch. Now, on the other hand, I actually did purchase the Zit Stickas based on a ton of recommendations of people on Instagram and YouTube and everything. And if I'm being 1000% with you, I didn't think it did anything for me. I think they're incredibly expensive. It essentially gives you some cleansers, which are salicylic acid, tea tree oil, vitamin E, and alcohol. And then I'm not gonna open this because, honey, they're expensive. It's a tiny little patch with darts on it, and you place it on your pimple. This one is meant to go on red pimples that are not quite ready to go yet. They're not quite at the surface, and it's supposed to stop them in their tracks. Hasn't stopped anything for me, honey. The tracks have continued on. Next time I get a cystic pimple, I'm gonna give it another shot, but honestly, I think the hydrocolloid patches for like $6 are so much better than these. Please let me know if you would like to see a video on how I extract my pimples and how I use the pimple patches. I have a whole routine that goes with it, and I have found that it really keeps me from scarring. So I've used this on myself, I've used it on my husband, so please let me know if you're interested in that. So the last step would just be taking care of your lips, which I am sticking with my old friend, the Vanapply, okay? Aquaphor, Vanapply, Petroleum Jelly, Glossier, Balm.com, it's all the same. I just think this does such a good job of keeping your lips really juicy and plump through the night and just locking that moisture in. Granted, this may not be the absolute best if you have super chapped lips, but I feel like when my lips are doing well and I use it, I don't ever get chapped lips. So I love Vanapply. I can't believe I left out the fact that I don't exfoliate my face with a scrubby, and it's so important I have to film it like this because I just have to tell you. I use a muslin cloth every like once a week to kind of get some of the dead skin off of my face, but honestly guys, please do not use those exfoliating beads, the Clarisonic, all of that stuff. It is disrupting your skin barrier so bad. I really do not recommend using any exfoliation, honestly, if you're using Tretinoin. But if you feel like you're having some dead skin and you want to slough that off, just use a muslin cloth, okay? It's soft, it's delicate, it's sweet, it's angelic. Okay, what else could you ask for? Okay, sorry for interrupting. And that about sums up my nighttime skincare routine. That is at least for 2020. Things are always changing, new products are always coming out, but those are the things that have been the most effective for me. Please let me know if you have any requests for future videos. I have a ton of ideas and I can't wait to churn out more content for you guys. I do make videos every Monday, so please subscribe if you can. It helps me out so much, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye.